Hello, everybody. Welcome to QB64 Programming. I'm on the JavaScript site, qbjs.org. I'm testing to see if it's easier to see this in the video after the fact than through the compiler on screen, because I can just lift this up into the compiler anyhow, because I am able to save. So we're going to start with a few apostrophes here. So, first of all, I like to leave the first line blank. These apostrophes are the old REM remark lines that existed way back in the day, basic. You don't need that. An apostrophe tells the computer, don't read this at all. This is incredibly helpful for you. When you come back later and you are looking at your program going, what was I doing? What does what? This is where I get into what is called pseudocode. And first of all, program title, what I want the program to do, version numbers, and dates if needed. Okay. So what this would look like would be, we're going to clear the screen, CLS. That's something I'm not going to make a separate video on. And take on 15. That's row 10, column 15. Print hello world. I know I showed a program in the very first video, but I want to actually show that I'm typing this. Locate 11, 15. And this will usually space it out accordingly. I'm going to do underscore Zerfnoid Software Inc. I'm going to skip a line, go to 14, branch, version 1.0. Here's where I'm going to get into version numbers. Also, for any space, you want to always tidy up your programs and put remarks anywhere. It's not going to take much more than, not any more than 1 byte. Each character is 1 byte, so it's something you can throw away. Now, back in the old days, you had to conserve every byte you can get because you only had so much memory, and a lot of times the basic programs lived only on the chips, and you can run them as long as you want until you had to deal with the days of floppy disks. For a while, all you had was basic, unless you're well off to get a computer with floppy drives first. Then you have a little more leg room, usually 720K or something like that for the size of the disks, the floppies, and later on 1.44 megabytes for the 3.5-inch disks. However, in the very beginning days, you had to conserve all your bytes. That's why I had line numbers. You do 10, 20, 30, 40. You skip them because you would have to otherwise renumber the whole program. So you left space to add stuff with line numbers. Here, it's an editor format, and you don't have to worry about anything like that so much. So that is the beginning of a program. We're going to press play here. Hello World, Zerfnoid Software Incorporated version 1.0. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about version numbers. When you do something different, you add a little bit more on the right side of the decimal, unless you change something serious. Then you change the actual version number itself on the left of the decimal. And you can make the decimal numbers whatever you want. There's no rule. A lot of people have double decimals. Like if I added color to this, I would just say it's version 1.01. But before I do that, one important thing is to save it. And this is going to save as program.base. And you see that's what it is right there. I'm going to rename this Hello World 1.base. You don't want to use decimals in file names because that's reserved for the file extension. Most characters will work, but not all for file names. So I save that as 1.0. And now I'm going to update this slightly. Go to 1.01. It's just a slight update. We're going to color this with colors from the EGA palette. We're going to make the title blue, which is 9. Now, I've memorized these colors from eons ago. The separator will be white with high intensity white. 7 is normal white. After every command, you want to add a colon if you want to put another command on the same line. Okay, I'll go back to blue for that. And we're going to make the version numbers in yellow. It's going to keep making this program.base if you use a QBJS. So, rename Hello World 1. I do underscore 01. Instead of the period. So now I've saved that as 1.01, and I want to show you now pulling that in, delete page, to gonna move these here, cut. I have the QB64 on my desktop, paste. Now I'm gonna run the full interpreter and compiler combined. I'm going to do Hello World 1, and there it is. Or I'm going to open 101. We can see the change there. Now you see it in color, and I've added the actual number 0.01 to the version number. I have both programs saved, and I'm going to now affect my remarks. Hello World. Sample program for QB64 labs. Version 1.01 colored text added. Now we're also going to make a slight delay here. Delay 3 seconds. I'm also going to show the full screen again. So this runs in full screen. Save. Now, this software will save the actual names correctly as I have them because it's actually on the computer and not online. So there we go. I have the delay. Let me show that one more time. 3-second delay. And there you are. That is the first lesson. It's rather simple. And I'm waiting for dinner. So I will be back. The underscore delay, like I've said before in the first video, is real seconds. In the old days, you had to compute the seconds from a timer using a for next loop, things like that. There was a wait command, and it was kind of wonky. So the full screen command and the delay command are brand new commands for QB64, whereas CLS, locate, color, and print are all legacy commands in BASIC. And I will be doing grouped lessons on certain commands that go together and explaining the different print functionalities and location tools for printing on the screen on a later video, because some things deserve a little more explanation because there are more commands you can work with, more attributes to the commands, things you can throw at it, along with math without quotes on the print statement. But thank you for watching. More to come later. Thanks for enjoying QB64 Labs. Hello, world!